We have an urgent update. This week, Micron, the biggest memory chip producer in US and one of the three main players in the world, announced their exit from the crucial consumer business. This is from their investor page, and in the beginning here, they are obviously saying they are a leader in innovative memory and storage solutions, and they are announcing they are actually leaving the crucial consumer businesses, including the sale of crucial consumer branded products at key retailers, e-tailers, and distributors worldwide. So if you're building your own PCs, you're already seeing the prices for memory chips skyrocket, and things are not gonna get better anytime soon. And I feel this is a dent in the side for also AI companies and the AI story as a whole, because I don't feel like this announcement is very consumer friendly. And in the end of the day, what people are consuming AI products around the world, it's everyday people that are driving the demand for different type of products like Microsoft, Facebook, Apple products, etc. So I feel like if companies continue to make the everyday consumer too angry, things can backfire and they won't be able to scale AI at the pace that the companies want. Um, they're also stating here, Micron, that the AI-driven growth in the data center has led to surge in demand for memory and storage. I think the biggest companies are buying all the memory chips, and this has made it more profitable for Micron to sell for example, to Nvidia, to AMD, and other consumers instead of keeping the crucial consumer business alive. So they are thanking the passionate community of consumers of the crucial brand that has become synonymous with the technical leadership, quality, and reliability of leading edge memory and storage products. So this, despite this, they are ending their direct to consumer, and I feel something about this. This has been going on for 29 years, and suddenly, when they have a chance to short term earn more money, they are just closing direct to consumers, and also the decision reflects Micron's commitment to ongoing portfolio transformation. So it's all about here making money, and today I'm taking you through this situation. And why is this hard for the everyday consumers? Well, you can see here that since the 1990s, a lot of companies have tried to enter the DRAM businesses. We have the Elfida in Japan, the Kimonda in Germany, bankrupt, bought by Micron, Nanya from Taiwan, exiting leading edge, Winbond Taiwan, exited leading edge. We had Infineon in EU with the PowerShip Taiwan, and a lot of Chinese attempt that hasn't really worked out. So now we have three big players. It's Samsung, it's SK Hynix, and Micron. So Micron leaving here just leaves us with two companies left for the consumer markets. So I guess this is potential problems. So I'm gonna take you through here with some help from Gamers Nexus. They have dived into what they call corruption in the memory industry. So I think that was interesting, and we will react to a bit of that video. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe and drop a like if you like this type of content. I think because memberships are such an important part of the future of the AI market, I think diving into these type of topics are important for the overall investment thesis and the AI story and the tech story going forward. Is something that we need to know about and understand the friction when we do different type of investments. And if you like the content and subscribe, don't forget to also sometimes search for my nickname, my username at YouTube. That is WFinance&Stocks. Because if you don't do that, the algorithm in YouTube won't automatically show you my videos, because I compete with other subscriptions that you are having on at YouTube. So you should know that I will produce videos 1 to 2 every week, forever. So just search for me sometime to help me and the channel get going. And also, if you like the content, obviously I will provide more great content, and the more people that are answering and looking at the videos, the more we can grow a community and shape a little part of the information out there. And yeah, that's my aim. Anyway, let's dive into the Gamer Nexus video here. I think they are doing a great job in diving. They are taking a bit more of an explosive take in some. So this is Gamers Nexus, an investigative journalist, mainly on YouTube, and he's taking aim at Micron here. And the foundation for that is the same news that I just provided to you, that they are ending their support for memberships to everyday consumers. You won't be able to buy or build your own PC through using the Crucial brand anymore. And he find this disgusting, and basically saying that it's corruption. The AI wave is not something they can stand behind. They are now doing a lot of investigative stuff around the AI cycle and boom as a whole. And here he's taking aim basically at Micron, and the fact that they have taking a lot of taxpayers' money. And if you take a lot of taxpayers' money, maybe you should still cater towards the consumers that are actually paying taxes. So that is kind of the aim here, to show what he called the corruption. So let's see what it's all about, and how much taxpayers' money that Micron actually has taken.
Hiding them. We bring up the government because Micron has facilities in the United States, and they are frequently name-dropped on White House press releases. In June of 2025, the White House boasted of Micron's $200 billion of planned investment into fabs and R&D, such as in Idaho, where Micron says it's investing billions in domestic R&D. Micron said it's working on a mega fab in New York, further stating it intends to produce 40% of its DRAM in the United States. Micron Chairman, President, and CEO Sanjay Mehrotra
I already thought that they had like 40% of the production in USA. That's surprising.
Stated, quote, "We are grateful for the support from President Trump, Secretary Lutnick, and our federal, state, and local partners who have been instrumental in advocating domestic semiconductor manufacturing," end quote. And in the year of 2025, the PDA displayed between Micron and the US government would probably require an ID to view in 25 states. In fact, that Micron press release included quotes from CEOs Satya Nadella of Microsoft and Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, with the only difference being who's shoved their head up the ass of the government versus who has their hand up it. All of this might be because Micron took $275 million in additional funding from the United States government, part of the CHIPS Act disbursements that were promised under Biden and have continued to go out under Trump. In its latest 10-K form, Micron said it had received up to $6.4 billion in CHIPS Act grants across 2 administrations. Micron even gets local and state tax breaks, reportedly worth up to $2 billion on construction materials and property in New York.
And obviously tax breaks here means more money to these companies, less income short term at least for the government and for the local states. So if the companies that get the tax breaks don't create more job opportunities that the tax break they get, obviously that's not a good deal. So we just have to see long term what all these deals leads to. But what we can say is that Micron has to get a lot of taxpayers' money, and maybe as a consumer you could expect them to continue their crucial consumer brand, because obviously they have a lot of money.
New York alone, while normal people struggle to pay property taxes on their homes. Micron spends millions of dollars on lobbying, including more than $4 million in 2022 during the Biden administration and $3 million in 2025 during the second Trump administration. This year, Micron lobbied for higher manufacturing tax credits, which passed as a part of a federal spending bill and increased an investment tax credit on advanced.
It's quite interesting to watch these type of things, because then you get an understanding how things works at the highest level for these type of companies.
Semiconductor manufacturing from 25% to 35%. Micron CEO was gleeful, given the huge jump. Micron actually has paid tribute to the government a lot recently in exchange for tax breaks. Micron donated $1 million to the Presidential Inauguration Committee in January and gave an undisclosed sum of money for for the new $300 million White House ballroom. Now, on the day when Micron killed Crucial, Micron's CEO met with the Secretary of Commerce to talk about, presumably, the American AI tech stack. Micron's exchange of government.
I think this is really a symptom of a long-term problem for a lot of the AI companies, including the ones I am investing in, because it's all about the consumers and how you brand things. And in the beginning, when the AI started to become really popular, I think there was a positive sentiment out there around AI and what it could do, and etc. And I know when ChatGPT was released, everyone was just so positive about it with positive engagement. But the longer it has been going on, I feel like more and more people are getting more suspicious about it in terms of does it really mean more work opportunities for us? Is this a tool that can be used and improve human quality? Lately, it has been too much about big investments and profits, and they haven't really been able to sell the products in a good way. So everyday people feel like this is a story into the future that they can really believe in long term, that it will help people, it will create jobs, it will create opportunities. I think one of the few CEOs that are really good at this is Lisa Su at AMD, because she are saying that AI is a tool and it will help people improve in so many ways and it will create so many jobs. But a lot of these CEOs, they are just like feel like they are faking it to make profits for the companies, but they are not really pushing AI products for people everywhere. So that is what I like with AMD and their open source ecosystem, etc. I feel like they want to empower people, and that's that cultural momentum and that power. I like that when I invest in a company. So I feel like news like this is not very positive for the AI market and the tech as a whole. I feel like it makes me more cautious. So yeah.
Favors has spanned both the Biden and the Trump administrations. The point is, it doesn't matter which of these presidents you hate the least or which one you think is the sleepiest. At the end of the day, Micron is taking money from the American people under bipartisan support, and it is then fucking those people over by killing its consumer-facing line of memory, while also, we think, failing to pay its fair share. These subsidies from the government to build fabs and do R&D come from taxpayer money. Look, if only out of the proportionality of the impact, and not because these mega corporations rarely pay their fair share anyway, this money is being taken from the taxed people of the United States, passed through the US government, and into one of a triopoly of mega corporations that controls an industry. It then is passing on that consolidated power into the hands of the even fewer, with its mega corporate buyers getting priority over the forlorn consumers who themselves footed the bill to pay for their own economic destruction. Micron is just a microcosm here for what's happening right now, which is a reverse Robin Hood. These companies are taking from the many and they're giving to the even fewer.
So you understand his point here. He's not very happy about the situation. Anyway, let's just continue to follow news like this. Positive news from CEOs, from Jensen Huang, from Lisa Su. Negative news from Gamers Nexus, etc. And find your way in these areas. And long term, you need to understand the cultural movements and what's happening in these type of spaces if you invest in tech companies. So I think it's important to watch news out there, journalists out there, get a clear picture where we're going, how are people feeling about it, etc. Everything matters. Obviously, short term, this will mean even better margins if you're a Micron investor. If it will be me, it will mean accelerated growth and more profits, and more steady profits, a lot of orders from big companies. But in the long term, what does it mean to just cut your consumer brand like that inside US? I feel like some companies might underestimate that long term consumer base, what has made them in the first place. So I feel like a bit, I'm not sure where to go here, but what I do know is sometimes when I feel like companies do things I don't agree with, and I analyze the stock price, I feel a disconnect, but because Wall Street most of the time they are at least short term, it's all about the margins and the money, but long term, real um, I mean, how the company is perceived by people will affect their brand and their revenues in the really long run. And I feel like Simon Sinek says the long term game is like the infinity game. Like, for example, when Apple became the brand they are, it's not just 5 years, 10 years, is forever. They need to keep in mind who is the customer, and don't just take profit short term. So that is something I'm looking for when I invest in companies. And yeah, hopefully